what that was. Well, that was my desktop, actually. I know what that was. I don't know why I did that, but this is what happens when you go live. Stuff happens. All right, guys, how are you doing? This is me, Nabi About Yehuda, bringing you intimate truth. It's the truth that you embrace that makes you free. So I want to come to you guys this evening. This is a very serious subject, and actually, I am going to actually need your help, your assistance. And so, a very touchy subject. So if you could be so kind as to share, tag if you are on Periscope, invite your followers. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure you let somebody know. All right, and of course my Facebook fam, you guys already know what to do. Tag, share. All right, so and yeah, you might want to start a watch party on this one. So um, basically, I am looking for women that want to help me with my case study. And so, when you're getting your doctorate, you have to do case studies and you have to prepare for your dissertation or your thesis. And so, um, I'm going to need your help. So, anybody that wants to help me with my case studies, number one, your names will be totally left out and nobody will see the case study. Now, not while I'm doing it, when it's after it's done, it will be in schools, it will be everywhere, but your name will still be left out unless you just want everybody to know your business. But I would most likely leave it out. So I need to talk to women in particular that have suffered from sexual trauma as a child, as a teenager, and I'm looking at the effects of the memory. And so, and that's all I'm going to say about that right now. Now, I'm going to leave you my email address so that you can contact me. I don't want you putting in the chat, me. I mean, unless you want to, that's up to you. But I'm going to give you my email address so that you can send it there. I'm trying to see where my email address is. But it is info. I don't know why this stuff just likes moving around when I'm doing stuff. But it is info at the Chamber Room Experience. Excuse me, info at the Chamber Room EXP. EXP is short for um, experience. And so this is really crazy because I just put it up here. Where's my glasses at? Because this thing is, yeah, you have no idea what I'm looking at. And it is so super, super tiny. But it is info at the chamber room. Let me type it again. This is why I do stuff ahead of time so I don't have these little faux pas. Info at the chamber room exp.org. So for those of you that can and will, please do that. Let me make it a little bit bigger for you. All right, info at the chamber room exp.org. So those are the women that I am looking for that have suffered from sexual trauma as a child or a teenager. Um, and so I will get into more specifics once you email me, and then we will meet obviously on the video chat. I'm here on Maui, so wherever you live, it doesn't make any difference. And so, um, and if you want to share your experiences, so I want to ask very specific questions and not to make you relive anything because that is not the goal. And so my goal is to see how it affects memories and very specific memories. And so anyway, what I will do is for those of you that are interested, or if you know somebody that might be interested, you can pass on the information. Again, this is a case study, and scholars will be reading it, looking at it, and it will be peer reviewed. And so I just quickly wanted to come on and ask. So, in the last few weeks, I've had guests coming on for domestic violence. And then we had another guest come on talking about, and this was Simone Walden on Thursday, and she'll be back on talking about women that have held secrets. And so now it is time to unmute yourself. Now it is time to tell your story. And some of these women are much older and they've been carrying this around for many, many years. And, sometimes when we come into the church, what happens is that we think that because we got some scriptures and the Lord loves us, that that wound that has gone unattended it's just going to disappear. But you don't really realize how much it affects you. You don't really realize how much it affects your decisions, the choices that you make, the life mates that you choose as well, the people that you surround yourself with. Why you have certain triggers and you don't even realize that you have the triggers, and so you are acting a certain way and everybody's looking at you like, really? And and so and they don't know what to say because they have no idea where it's coming from, and you don't know any different because as far as you know, I've always been like this. But the truth of the matter is that you have not always been like this. And so, it's interesting how the adversary will come in and bring any type of trauma, whether it's mental, verbal, physical, sexual abuse, no matter what kind of abuse it has been, any type of mishandling of you as a child or a young person. The enemy will take that and use it, and he will use that as a rudder for your life, and you have no idea what's happening, and you don't know why you feel the way you feel, or why you think the way you think, or why you choose the way you choose. You don't understand your motivations, and you don't see what's going on in the foundation. And so, like I said, this is for a case study. You can talk about as much as you want to talk about, or you can just keep it as close as you want to. But yeah, this study will be peer reviewed, and scholars will be looking at it. But again, your identity will be totally hidden. I totally respect that, and that's really it. I didn't really come on here to talk about anything else. I just wanted to make sure that instead of me just asking people, one person at a time, use social media, because there is somebody, not just somebody, but somebody that knows someone that may be up to doing it. Again, it is time for you to unmute yourself to tell your story. And some people have written books on it, not hiding their identity at all. And that's a sticky kind of situation, because now you have all these family members involved, and like, oh my God, I didn't know that happened to you. But people will be set free because of your testimony, even if they don't know your name. And so I believe that this will help the person as well understand well, let me say it like this. Some people have these moments where they lose time and they black out, and they don't even realize it, because unless, let me say this, unless somebody came and told them, oh yeah, last week when you said da 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 da, we went to this place or that place, and you have absolutely no memory of it, and you're looking at them like, what are you talking about? And so, these traumas, they come and they just steal portions of your life and portions of your memory. And normally you think that if you're in a situation where, let's say, there's a traumatic experience, like you're with somebody, you're on a date, and they say something and it triggers you, well, you think that, and normally this is the case, you would just like kind of block it out or whatever. But I am going to go a different route, because the paper that I have to write, guess what? I have to write about things that has not been written on. Hey, Julie. I have to write about things that have not already been talked about in this area. So I have to come with a very unique view. I can't just talk about sexual trauma that's been talked about. Hundreds of thousands of books have been written on the subject. So I can't just talk about sexual trauma, because, my professors will look at me like, really? What about it? And so I can't just talk about the memories, because that's been talked about. So I'm going in a very, very specific area, and and I believe that it's going to shed a lot of light on this subject. And I believe that the other scholars will be able to look at it and say, wow, we actually never thought about this part. And so I'm really asking God to lead and guide me in this because I really got to bring it. I just had to do a lit review. I thought it was about to kill me. And the lit review is a part of your paper. And so um, I got an A. So, I'm not going to be Dr. Nabia Bat Yehuda for nothing. So I have to think of a different way of going and talk about a part of this particular situation that that has not been viewed before, because then otherwise I wasted a lot of time and I don't really want to do that. So, all right. So again, for those of you that just popped on, and for those who are watching on a replay, welcome to the replay. So glad that you are here. And so, what I want to talk about is I'm looking for women, and I'll probably need about 100 women that will email me at this email down here, info at the chamberroomexp.org, and contact me if you have or if you know someone. And don't just volunteer people, because everybody does not want to talk about it. They just want to let dead dogs lie. It is a very sensitive subject. Women that have been sexually abused as children. And I need to approach this in a very, very different way, very sensitive way. And so if you can and you will, that would be greatly appreciated. Again, your identity will not be divulged, and unless you want it to be. And that's it. That's all I got. So that's the email, info at the chamberroomexp.org. And yeah, freedom is a real thing. And to step into freedom takes courage. To step into freedom, it takes a real zeal for wanting to come out of the dark places, the binding places, places of bondage, places where you were told you would never be anything, you were told that you would never amount to anything. And so to step forward and to break free from all of that, that's what deliverance is about. It's not just about, shalom, beloved, it's not just about, casting out demons. And it's definitely not about living with them, but it is about breaking free. We know that Yeshua came to set the captive free. And so sometimes, beloved, that is going to take you stepping up and stepping out. And so I pray that this is an encouragement to you. And again, if you want to, oh, okay, Erica, no problem. I'm just saying that I'm looking for 100 women that will assist me in this case study, women that have been sexually abused as children or young teenagers. And it's for my case study. And so I'm looking for 100 women. And so it's going to be a while, because I had to, look at everything. I have to interview people. I have to make sure they're a right fit. It's a lot of talking and a lot of writing. Again, your personal information will not be shared or sold or whatever. Whatever you come to me with, it stays with me. And once I have it all in my thesis, and then I will bring it before the board, and then they will take a look at it, and other scholars will be reading it, and it definitely will be peer reviewed. So that's it. That's it. Short and sweet. All right. So be bold, be courageous, and trust in the mighty hand of the Lord. I love you. I am Nabia Bat Yehuda, bring you intimate truth. It is the truth that you embrace that makes you free. Love y'all. Shalom.